Imagine waking up on your 60th birthday. You log into your banking app and you see $300,000 sitting in your superannuation. If you turn on the TV or open a newspaper, the suits in the financial industry will tell you that you are a complete failure. They will look you dead in the eye and say, "Mate, you need at least $1 million, probably two, or you'll be eating 2-minute noodles in the dark for the next 30 years.
Because the brutal truth is, your retirement comfort has almost nothing to do with the size of your super balance and everything to do with how much pressure that balance has to carry. Let's strip away the BS and look at the raw maths for 2026. Before we can look at the dollars, we have to address the elephant in the room. The Australian retirement system is a three-legged stool. You have your superannuation, you have the government age pension, and you have home ownership. If you are missing the home ownership leg, the stool completely collapses. If you reach 65 and you are paying $600 a week in rent, the numbers I'm about to give you do not apply to you. Renting in retirement is a financial emergency. It will devour a $500,000 super balance in less than a decade. If you are renting, your only goal is to buy a patch of dirt anywhere, outright. But if you own the roof over your head and the bank is officially out of your life, the physics of your wealth completely change. Let's look at what the numbers actually mean when you have zero debt.
Meet Dave. Dave is 67. He was a tradie his whole life, worked hard, paid off his modest brick home and reached the finish line with $300,000 in his super account. According to the suits, Dave is destitute. Let's look at his actual life. Because Dave's assets are relatively low, he qualifies for almost the maximum Australian age pension. The government hands Dave about $28,000 a year. On top of that, Dave draws a very safe, conservative 5% from his superannuation. That gives him another $15,000 a year, completely tax-free. Dave has an income of $43,000 a year. But here is the absolute kicker. Dave also gets the pensioner concession card. His car registration is slashed. His medical bills are bulk billed. His prescriptions cost peanuts. His council rates and electricity bills are heavily discounted. Because Dave has no mortgage, that $43,000 is pure lifestyle money. He buys his groceries, he keeps the lights on, he grabs a schnitty and a pint at the pub on Thursdays, and he takes a domestic road trip once a year. Is Dave flying first class to Paris? No, but Dave is sleeping soundly. He has a guaranteed inflation-linked government paycheck protecting him until the day he dies. Dave is surviving just fine. But what happens if you worked a bit harder than Dave? This next part is going to make your blood boil. Meet Karen. Karen was terrified of being poor, so she sacrificed. She skipped the holidays, drove a beat-up car and pumped extra money into her super for 20 years. Karen reaches 67 with $600,000 in super. She has exactly double the money that Dave has. You would think Karen's life is twice as good. It isn't. Because Karen has $600,000, Centrelink throws her into the taper trap. They look at her assets and ruthlessly slash her age pension. Instead of $28,000 from the government, Karen might only get $10,000 or $12,000 a year. She draws 5% from her super, giving her $30,000, add her tiny pension, and Karen's total income is roughly $42,000 a year. Wait a minute. Karen has double the life savings, but her actual take-home income is almost exactly the same as Dave's. Even worse, because she sits higher on the asset test, she might miss out on the best concessions. She pays full price for a medication, she pays full price for a car rego. Over a 20-year retirement, Karen will pay tens of thousands of dollars more in bills than Dave will, for the exact same lifestyle. Karen sacrificed her youth to build a massive nest egg, only to realise that the middle class in Australia gets mathematically punished for doing the right thing. So if the middle is a trap, what about the magic $1 million? Meet Mike. Mike reaches 67 with $1 million in his super account. Mike is officially in the elite club. Centrelink cuts him off completely. He gets zero pension. He gets zero concession cards. He is 100% self-funded. At a 5% drawdown, Mike pulls $50,000 a year, tax-free, out of his super. Mike's life is genuinely comfortable. He eats out a few times a week, he goes to Europe every couple of years, he drives a nice modern car, he doesn't check the price of cheese at Woolworths. But Mike has a hidden nightmare that Dave and Karen do not have. Mike is completely exposed to the stock market and inflation. If inflation runs at 4%, Mike's $50,000 loses its purchasing power rapidly. If the stock market crashes by 20%, Mike's $1 million suddenly becomes $800,000, but he still needs to pull $50,000 out just to survive. Mike is racing a clock. He is paying for his own pension out of his own pocket. If Mike lives to be 95, there is a very real mathematical chance that he will completely run out of money and be forced to fall back onto the government safety net anyway. So why does the media and the financial planning industry constantly scream that you need $1 million? Why do they tell you that Dave's life is a disaster and Mike's life is the only way to go? Follow the money. If you have $300,000 in a retail super fund, they charge you a 1.5% management fee. They make $4,500 a year off you. If they can terrify you into working 5 extra years, sacrificing your health and pumping your balance up to $1 million, their fee jumps to $15,000 a year. They don't care about your knees giving out on the job site. They don't care about the stress of the taper trap. They only care about your total assets under management, because that is how they buy their luxury cars.
Do not let a billboard or a banker dictate when your working life is over. Retirement is not a fixed dollar amount. It is a puzzle. The puzzle requires a paid-off roof, a realistic understanding of your actual grocery bills, and knowing exactly how the Centrelink safety net catches you when you fall. If you have $300,000 or $400,000 and no debt, you are not broke. You have the foundation for a brilliant, simple, uniquely Australian retirement. Stop chasing an imaginary high score on a spreadsheet and start figuring out how much time you want left on the clock to actually enjoy yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. Get down in the comments right now. What is your honest freedom number? Are you aiming for the modest sweet spot, or are you chasing the $1 million dream? Drop it below and I'll reply to you.
If this video helped you block out the noise, do me a favour. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the Aussie system. And if you want to support the channel and get priority replies to your comments, hit that join button below. I'm the Retired Aussie. Thanks for watching, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.